All right, good evening, everyone. This is Brian. We're here for Forex Live. Today is Monday, October 14th, and we're here for our evening class, our Monday evening class. These classes typically are pretty quick. What we do is we go through how to park a trade using our software, just to make sure that the new folks are understanding how to use the Forex Trader software, the market order and pending order software to place their trades. And then after that, that'll just take us a couple of minutes. After that, we'll pop over to our daily report, which covers all 22 currency pairs, comes out every trading day, and we'll go through that and just show how we can utilize that report to look for some key channels and set ourselves up for trading for the remainder of the week. And it lets us know what channels we should be watching as the week goes on. And of course, we're back tomorrow morning. First thing in the morning as the U.S. session gets underway to use that report under live conditions to look for trades that we can place right then and potentially pick up some pips live in the market. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Before we jump into the trading, we do need to let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. I think everyone understands that, but do need to pause for just a second, give you an opportunity to read through that, let you know that this is a training opportunity, and you should really be trading this in a practice account until you're comfortable. But if not, you should only be using risk capital. Tends to sometimes make bad decisions if we absolutely have to make pips every day. That the goal should just be to watch the market and take the trades that present themselves. So I'm going to pause for just a second, give you an opportunity to read through that disclaimer, and then we'll get started with our session. All right, that should be long enough. I'm going to go ahead and close that down. All right, so what are we doing for the day? Well, let's have a look over here. What we're going to do is we're going to begin with Forex Joe's daily report. All right, so typically during our regular trading days, Forex Joe is going to put out an alert for us where he goes to the marketplace, reviews what happened over the current trading day, and then provides us with his outlook for the market, along with some scalper moves and experienced trader trades. And he does this always for the Euro USD, and then sometimes some other pairs as well. Lately, he's been doing it for the pound, for the US yen, the pound dollar, the US yen, and sometimes the Aussie USD. Now, of course, today, as he mentioned, today was a holiday, so we don't have an analysis from today's trading day because the U.S. markets weren't open. Of course, Forex trades around the clock, but the U.S. markets technically weren't open, so Forex Show did not do an alert. So he'll be back tomorrow with the alerts beginning tomorrow evening, along with the regular daily report. And the daily report comes out every day. It's something that we have produced through an algorithm, and that comes out every single day. But just to talk through this, just for education demonstration purposes, ultimately the way that we would utilize Forex Joe's alert is we typically would pull this up. We would read through all of the information that he has for us on the marketplace today, what's happened, potential pitfalls that are coming up, and then we would scroll down, and when we get to the currency pairs that we would trade, we would see that there's a scalper's buy and a scalper's sell, and with that, we would pop over using our pending order software. You might use FTT pending order or FTT market order, or just the market order and pending order. The FTT with it includes the thermal grids, which you may or may not want to use. So it's totally up to you if you choose to use those thermal grids along with your software. So ultimately, though, the pending order piece works the same either way, and we would just simply grab the scalpers buy, scalpers sell. These are trades that we can park the first time, and just for demonstration purposes, just to make sure everyone understands how to use the software, we can use this Sunday report just to park a quick trade, and then we'll take them back off so that we're not caught off guard by that. But typically when these come out, we saw a buy at 35.60, a sell at 35.34. And all we would do is once we load up our pending order softwares, we see that we have red and green lines on the screen. Well, those are our buy and our sell lines. So green is for buy, red is for sell. And we would just simply move those green lines for buys down to where we'd like to have it. So 35.60, for example, was where Forex Joe on Sunday had the buy. And of course, today it's a very interesting thing that typically happens when you have a holiday or a light market like this, is you might see some movement, but it'll typically comes back to where it began. And here we see, we left off on Friday, we traded over the course of Sunday, and then today, and we're right back where we started. It's a range-bound market, waiting for everything to fully get underway with the new session. So we simply move the buy order down to where you'd like to park that. You're going to move your stop loss up to wherever you would like to place that. Now, typically on Forex Joe's alerts with the scalper trades, he's telling us, take your profit at 5 to 8 pips for take profit 1, 8 to 12 pips for take profit 2. So if we're going to take profit at 5 to 8 pips for take profit 1, then we would want to keep our stop loss at about that same distance as well. You don't want to risk 30 pips to make 8, right? So you simply set your, by dragging the lines, you set your buy using the thick green line. You're going to, the thin green line will be your stop loss, and then you move your take profit lines as well. And sometimes if they're off the screen, like in this case, we weren't able to see the light green lines for take profit, all you have to do is grab your price bar here on the right-hand side, you drag that down, and you're able to see your take profit lines. So then from here, you just simply double-click and drag those down to where you'd like to have them on your chart. And once they're set, once everything is set where you'd like to have it, you can just simply click Move to Buy, and your order will be executed. So we would just simply drag those down, put them on, Move to Buy, and voila, you're in. Now I just simply dragged these lines to where I wanted them, kind of eyeballed my entry, and that allowed me to place my orders and get in the market. If you want to be exact, all you would do is you can simply right-click on your line, bring up your trend line properties, and then from there you could actually enter your parameters of where you wanted that value to be. So if we wanted to put a sell at 35.34, we would just go in here, right-click on that sell line, go to our trend line properties, put in the value 35.34, put that in twice, and then click OK, and it automatically moves it there. So if you want to be right on the money with Forex Joe's numbers, you can do that, or like I said before, you can just kind of eyeball it if you want to use that method to get them in. I'm typically just kind of eyeball where I'm going to place these, and you get them set. And once you're all set with your take profit levels and you're comfortable with that, then you just simply move to sell, and those orders are in, they're on, they're ready to go. All we have to do at this point is make sure that our computer stays on so that the EA can manage the trade for us. And when I say manage the trade for us, what it's going to do is we know what our maximum risk on the trade is to begin with. It's the distance between our entry and our stop loss. But once the trade is on and it's moving, and we get to the take profit 1, then automatically our stop loss is moved to break even plus 1 and locking us in for a profitable trade. So even if we're asleep or we're out having dinner or whatever it might be, this EA manages the trade for us to ensure that once profit is on the table, that we don't have to worry about manually intervening to move our stop loss. It'll automatically take that off the table and move your, peel off the take profit 1 and then move the stop loss to lock in your profit for you. So pretty easy, and again, all we do when we utilize these reports is just we park those orders according to what Forex Joe tells us. Now typically he'll let us know these may stall the first time in Asia, and he puts this in here because typically what we see, these reports come out at 4:30, 5 o'clock Eastern. As these reports come out, we're just getting into the Sydney session and then the Tokyo session later in the evening, and a lot of times as Tokyo gets underway, you'll see price maybe push up, retrace, and then push the second time as you get closer to that London Open. So he always lets us know that this may stall the first time, and he just puts that in because he's seen it so often that it makes that little move, and can take you out. So just be cognizant of that if you're going to be placing these trades. it's a good idea to place them for a while on a practice account, see how they're working, understand what the performance has been for you based on when you place those trades, so that from there you can make an educated decision on what time you're going in to put these trades on and park them, or how you're going to utilize this report under live conditions. Now with that, after he always puts into scalpers buy, scalpers sell, Forex Joe will also give us an experienced trader trade, letting us know about what his overall direction is. And on Sunday night, he was letting us know that we might look for this to move to the 35.65, 35.75 area in reverse, and then sell 35.54 on the way back down. And of course, you'll want to watch that under live conditions. You can park those trades, but typically you're going to find a better success of watching them under live condition, because if you're going to park this trade, you would probably have to use a little bit smaller lot size. If we're going to park a trade here at 35.54, we'd have to give it this level of wiggle room in order to let that trade, if it touched in here, it could potentially go to 35.65, 35.75 before it reversed. You'd have to give it that amount of wiggle room, 25, 30 pips, in order to be able to take that trade. So just something to keep in mind if you're going to do that. Make sure that you're giving it enough space to breathe if you're going to place these experienced trades, and just I wouldn't say walk away, but you're going to park them and then go do other things. I typically like to watch these under live conditions to watch for this setup to occur. So it just depends on how you want to trade that. So that's how we park the trade. That's how we use the software. Very easy to do. Once you're there, you can modify the trade in any way just by moving the lines, and the modifications are passed on to the broker right from your charts. Very, very easy to use. So that's how we use the software to park the trades. Since we don't have a live report for tonight, I'm not going to worry about doing that 2 or 3 times just to go through it. There's a lot of videos online. You can certainly go through those and watch them if you want to see more information about how to use the software. From there, the next thing that we like to do on Monday nights or Sunday nights is just load up our daily report and scan through it. This just takes a couple of minutes, but it's a good exercise to do. And what I like to do is look for key channels where we're seeing the daily, weekly, and monthly, the short term, the midterm, and the long term lining up. So in this case, for the Euro USD, and we're going to see this quite a bit actually through the report, we're going to see some 3 of 3 channels, so some key channels coming into play now. So the Euro USD, we see a bottom down here at 33.29. So it's a little ways away from where we're currently trading at 35.53, but 33.29 is showing up as the channel bottom on a daily, weekly, and monthly level. So short-term, midterm, and long-term level, channel bottom being identified here. So that's a number that we'll want to keep an eye on. If we push down, first thing we would look to do, according to to our system with Forex Joe, is if it pushes down to that level, we'd want to buy it. If we're trading above that and we push to a key 3 of 3 level, we're always going to look for a bounce the first time. Does it mean it's always going to bounce the first time? No, absolutely not. Just because we have a channel there doesn't mean it's absolutely going to bounce. There's no absolutes, but we do have a higher probability of that occurring because we see such support on all 3 levels. So what we might do is use that number just to scroll down, see where that is on our chart, and see if we maybe want to park a line down there. So if we do get to that 33.29 level, and you might even color code that a different way, just so that that's a key channel if you get there. So you could throw a line on your chart, maybe a thicker red line, just to remind yourself, hey, if I get down to this level, this is a key area to watch. And we're going to do this throughout, for some other pairs as well. So typically when you see those numbers showing up like that, you're probably going to see that number a couple of times during the week. Now again, is there an absolute there? No, there's no absolutes, but you do have a higher probability of that occurring, and that's all we're trying to work with here. We're just using, as Forex Show likes to say, probability factors to give ourselves an edge in the market and see what we can do. So, this is a number that's showing up as a key level. We can scroll on through here, and we see again on the pound USD, we're seeing a channel top at 60.44. So again, showing up in the other day last week when we did this, we hardly had any that were at key channels. Now this week looks like we're going to see 60.44 as a key level for the pound USD. And it's interesting because we actually took a trade on that level last week, and here we are again coming back into play at 60.44. Now last week we were trading above, and we took a buy off of it the first time, and it did bounce. It bounced off of it twice before it finally broke through, and now we're trading below. So what we're going to do is, 60.44, we're trading below here, and it's pretty darn close. What we would look for this to happen is if we push to 60.44, we would look to sell it the very first time it got there. Now, does that mean it's for sure going to bounce off of it? Absolutely not. There's no certainties. It could just hit that level and blow through it 100 pips, never look back. But you have a higher probability because it is setting up as a short-term, mid-term, and long-term channel top that would be a number to watch for potential reversal or at least a bounce the very first time it gets there. So again, we can color code this red. If we're trading live in the marketplace and we see price get to that level, then we would want to be able to take a trade off of that. So we're trading down here. If we push to 60.44, the first thing I'm going to look to do is sell it, and then after that, we'll try to take profit quickly, and then after that, we'll watch it under live conditions, and if it's got momentum and breaks through, then we'll look to trade off of this level based on what we're seeing over the course of that trading day. But for right now, because of where it is, I would certainly look for a bounce the first time it gets there. And that's just, the ABCs of utilizing Forex Joe's trading methodology. And that's what we teach a 21st century Forex trader. Scrolling on through just takes us a few minutes to go through the entire report. It doesn't take very long at all. Just scrolling through. U.S. yen, nothing huge. 99.67 is not a 3 of 3 channel, but this has been a very, very strong number for us throughout the entire year. So the last 10 months, we've seen 99.67 quite a few times, and it's been a strong level for us. We're not quite there yet, but it's not that far from where we're currently trading. So just a number for your back pocket to throw in there, but for right now, nothing of significance that we'd want to mark our charts for just yet. Scrolling on. Here we go. In the Aussie USD, we see a channel top at 95.48. So another good trading opportunity there. You might put that one on your charts just to mark it, so that if you're trading live and price moves there, you'll know that's a key area to watch, and a key area for at least initially to look for reversals. And then if it breaks through there, then obviously you're going to trade that based on whatever's happening in the marketplace from there on out. And it just takes a couple of minutes to scan through this entire report for 22 currency pairs to see what other key levels are popping up. Here on the Euro CAD, we have a key level. If this is a pair that you trade, and Forex Show always lets us know, find a couple of currency pairs that you can stock and really start understanding how they move, what they do, what to expect throughout the trading day. But if this is one that you trade, then you might want to mark your charts here for this 3 of 3 channel at 39.85. And typically when I'm setting up to look for trades throughout Sunday night or Monday night to mark my charts for the week, I'm just looking for the 3 of 3 channels. I'm not too concerned about the 2 of 3 unless we're near there and it's been a number that we already know and have seen multiple times throughout the various sessions. So I'm typically just scrolling through here real quickly. It usually takes about 5 minutes just to scroll through and see where these key channels are. Here's another one on the pound Swiss. We see a key channel setting up as a top at 45.64. And you can do this on your own, every night. Check it out. I like to use the beginning of the week though, because a lot of times, especially in range-bound markets like we're in right now, you'll see the same channel multiple times throughout the week. So it looks like we've had about 6 or 7 show up as key 3 of 3 channels. Once that's done, you can get your charts marked. You can either you can either go in and place trades at those key levels right off the bat if you want just to park a trade there and have it on, or if you're live under live conditions, just watch when price gets to those key levels, and then you'll know what to do to trade off of them. So that's what I typically do, is just mark my charts. This pound, we're near this. It's not inconceivable that we could push at a 60.44. So what I'm going to do here in this demo account is I'm just going to go ahead and park a sell order right there at 60.44. Have my stop loss fairly tight, and then I'm also going to take profit quickly too, and see if we can't get a trade off on this bounce over here. And I've actually got to reset that chart. And had a trade that we didn't trigger last week. So let's just pull this back down. We're going to mark 60.44. Oops, right over here. 60.44 is right there. And then here we'll just drag this up. We'll park our sell. And the reason I'm going to park the sell here is, according to Forex Joe's trading methodology, we're trading below. So we're trading down here at 59.68. So we're trading below, and we have a key channel, a 3 of 3 channel that's trading above us. So if we push here, we're always going to look the first time for a bounce off of a key level like that. So we'll go ahead and get this parked. We're going to keep our risk very low. We're going to keep our first level of profit, take profit 1 pretty tight as well, and then take profit 2, and I'll just go ahead and get that sell order parked there and let that trade. So we'll see how that plays out. That's a nice channel to trade off of, and then we'll pick it up in the morning, see how this trade did. I'm going to take the other 2 off, the euro trade that we parked. I'm going to take those 2 off because those were just simply there using Sunday's report just to show how we use the software. I'll leave this pound USD trade on and let this one play out, because this is a key channel, and this is fitting with Forex Joe's methodology to look for a trade, a bounce off of a 3 of 3 channel. So we'll go ahead and leave this trade on, see how that plays out. Then we'll come back in the morning, and for our morning session tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, we're going to utilize the daily report in a different way under live conditions in conjunction with Forex Joe's daily regimen, which is the 12 checkpoints that we go through every morning to set up and look for a trade. We use live conditions in conjunction with our channel data, our support resistance data, and then a few other checkpoints to find all of the things that we need to find in order to feel confident about placing a trade. So we'll be back for that in the morning, and I'm going to go ahead and in class let you guys get out of here. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in. If not, this is one of those, as we like to say, in the door, out the door classes that just is a good way to kind of keep up with the method and keep yourself fresh on how to use the software and set up for the trading week. So with that, I'll let you guys go. I'll stay on for just a second to see if any questions pop in. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up and be back with you in the morning. Have a great one.